Okay, so this is a computer I just got off of Facebook Marketplace. So the backstory of this computer is that the guy's roommate moved out. Don't have a side panel. He said he was looking for one. He said he knows he has one, but I was like, well, I'm going to change the case out anyways. But you can kind of see here what it looks like. Get a better look kind of later on. But the images were really blurry. All I could see was this, and I was like, I figured out it's probably a 1660, and it's a 1660 OC, right? I noticed the Type C connector wasn't hooked in first, and I was like, what is this? Okay, so did they have a different video card in here at one time, because this only takes a 6-pin and it has this takes an 8-pin and it has a 6 and an 8, but the 8's not fully in here. You can see the latch is on the top here, but then I noticed this. It's like, okay, so why do they have this 6-pin in here, and then whatever they kind of whatever this was, like taped in there and it's hooked in, and then I noticed this, like that looks kind of burnt, but I gave a total of 120 for this thing. Probably pay too much. We do have a 512 NVMe SSD. This drive here is a 5 terabyte. This is a 2 terabyte. This one down here is a 2 terabyte. And I'm not for sure what this other one is. Just unhooking, kind of raise it up and see what we got, because it's too close to this other drive to see it. If I can, because of the way this is. In one hand, okay, so is it screwed in too, or what? Yeah, I can't get it out of here. This freaking wires, man. Where I need to grab it, I can't. There we go. Okay, so, and then we got a 4 terabyte Performance X300. Whoa. I don't know what the heck that was. It looked like something moving around in there. Yeah, this is a 4 terabyte, 2, 4, 2, and a 5, and a 512. These I looked at are already, at least this one's an 8 gig. I'm assuming that's an 8 gig, so we have 16 gigs of RAM. He said it has Windows 11 on it. Hopefully it's Windows 11 natively, so then minimum we know we have a these 3000 series CPU or the right 2000 series CPU. I don't see a name on the board at all. And then in the back, we have, some USB ports here, VGA, HDMI, DVI. We have a Type-C plug, and then a USB, what is this, 3.2, and USB 3s, audio, Ethernet. We have a Wi-Fi card, but no, looks like it has Bluetooth too, because it has a connector here. Then the video card, and then his claim, like this is only one that works. The display port, these mostly don't work. So yes, try this out and see. So we're gonna put you on a tripod, and we'll hook this up and try to see if we can get this to boot, right? Or if it catches on fire or whatever. But we will unhook this cable, because this is not right. And we'll hook this other drive back in. He said you get a menu on here that asks you what to boot to. This is visually check everything else. I'm going to unhook this too, but I'm going to rehook it in and put it like it was. It has these clips on it, so it should be on the bottom. They are on the top, so we'll put it back on the top. On the bottom, I mean, not on the top. And plug it back in. As he said something about that cable, we'll put this display port cable in, because that's what this is, a display port. And then change this to display port. Hook our keyboard and mouse up. And then hook a power supply in. So this is an OC, and the power supply is an OCZ 600 watt. So switch is off right now. Where's the power button? Okay, power button's up here. Obviously, hit the switch and you see what it does. It does anything. So power's on. 8 pins hooked in. 24 pins hooked in. I don't know what the heck. Then we got a Molex to SATA adapter on the top for some reason. Probably because we don't have enough SATA cables because all these hard drives. Just turn it on. Okay. We got nothing. Nothing. Yeah, we get nothing. Okay, so I guess it's going to be a diagnostic video. So we absolutely get nothing. I almost say this power supply is probably shot. Good thing I have another one sitting here, because we're not getting nothing. Okay, so first thing I'll do is I just unplug the cables from the front and just put mine in. Maybe that's bad. Put my power button on here. So that's going to be the first thing we'll check, just in case it's that easy, right? Because that button's bad. Okay, still nothing. Okay, I'm going to grab the cheap power supply tester. I don't know why I mean power supply tester. It's the one that comes with EVGA that just tells it to turn on. So this piece here is what I'm talking about. So something in here is definitely no good. So we'll unhook the 24 pin. Can't really see the power supply very much either to see if the fans are spinning. I do have a little light, I guess. I do have this little thing so we can unhook all these drives because I don't want none of these hooked in. And we're jumping this off, so the power supply is the only thing hooked in, and then this little light here to see what we have going on. Oh, well, that's nice. So the 5 terabyte drive might work, but I just pulling that off there just completely pulled the connector off. Yeah, completely pulled the connector off. So this 5 terabyte drive is no good because the connectors broke off of it. That's nice. Wouldn't have found that out if I didn't went to hook this in right now. All the rest of them are there. So I'm just hooking this in since there's obviously not going to be any fans shouldn't be running. And hooking the DVD-ROM. Now we'll unhook this 24 pin. And everything was in place good, so then we'll leave that off. Hopefully it's just the power supply bad, right? Yeah, power supply kind of turns on for a second and then turns back off. Yeah. Seems like we got a bad power supply. But he did say the system ran. Like, and this thing is faulty as ever, so. Yeah, I can see the fan turning on. And obviously we got power up here. There's a fan Yeah, we got power up here. I didn't see that earlier, but we got power up here. Is a fan. Does the fan just turn off and turn on? Okay, now the power's off. So I guess the power just, the fan just turns off and then turns on. Yeah, so the power supply seems good. Don't know if it is, so we'll take this other one because it turns on, but the fan turns off. I don't see anything, with that the fan should shut off. So maybe you're just not getting enough volts, so you just try jumping it off with this power supply here. All right, this is the one of the power supplies I got from the bundle of computers that were free. And so we know this power supply works. Okay, switch is off on here. We'll turn the switch on. Okay, now we're getting fan spin. Okay, so are we going to get a post? Oh no, we're not going to get a post because now the video card's not hooked in, but at least we show signs of life. Okay, unhook that because I forgot. Obviously we need power for the video card. Okay, unhook this. Seems like 100% like the power supply is bad. So then we'll hook this one in here. And who knows, it could have worked when he left. He could have powered this thing on, double checked it. You got to give status, could have been this in here that just happened to end up hitting, because this is a positive line here. The two middles are negatives, and this is going to be the 12 volt. And each side of these are hot. Like whatever video card they had in here was pulling some major power. So let's turn this power switch back on and hit my button, because we still have my button in here. Video card spinning up. I'm going to get an image or not. So hopefully the video card is not bad too. Okay, we're getting an image. Can you see that? So we gave him $120 for it. Originally wanted like $250. I messaged, I said, hey, you know the specs of it? And he's like, he didn't know. So I was like, well, I don't. Then I finally messaged him. He marked it down to $1. I guess to get more views on it, people messaging, and I was like, well, what's the lowest you take? I think he said like, I don't even remember, but I was like, well, I had $100 cash on me. I was like, well, I have $100 cash on me. He's like, oh, how about 130? I was like, well, not knowing the specs, I told him at the beginning, I said, if it's low enough, I'll take a gamble on it, because I don't know the hardware, right? I said, I'll take a gamble on it, not knowing the hardware, and it's got a pin in it. So, it's like, he said this has Windows 11 Pro on it. So, yeah, I have to reboot it to see what it is, but he said it has Windows 11 Pro on it, plus a whole bunch of other Linux and everything else on it. Maybe that's what's on the secondary drive. That's why a boot option didn't come up, because we don't have that drive hooked up. Obviously, that's a pretty easy fix. Normally, what I do if I keep it is I take the pin back out and I put it back on here, and then whatever power supply I'm using, that will stay. This will stay with the power supply, because I put it in there. It's still holding in place, and then you kind of glue it to help it with some hot glue or whatever, and then it works. But if you sell it, you let them know, hey, that was broke off. That's why it's glued there. It's perfectly fine if you don't mess with it and move it around, because it is a 5 terabyte, which most people don't want to drive like that anymore. I'll probably just put this in. I'll fix that thing right here, and I'll put it in like a external enclosure I have, and use this as an external drive. So I have a 5 terabyte external hard drive. Yes, I guess I don't have my utilities here. Yes, I guess I moved it. Hopefully, I still haven't updated any video since I started recording with this mic. So hopefully it works. Just plug this into one of these, and then we'll just give me my keyboard. Usually it's like F11 or F12 in most cases to get to the boot menu. It's an aftermarket board, so I could just hit delete. Let's hit restart. And in the BIOS, it should have a boot override. Yeah, there's a lot of question marks on this computer. It's like a good motherboard, good video card, bunch of drives. Who knows what he was doing with this computer? Said his roommate left. Yes, F11. But we can go in the BIOS and see. Anyways, see what CPU we have. It should be listed. So yeah, it's worse off than I thought. Like, I don't think the CPU supports Windows 11 natively. So we have a Ryzen 5 2600. It's a 6-core CPU running at 4 gigahertz. There's our 8 gigs of RAM. They says it's running at 2133 right now. Auto, where is 20? So this memory is only 2400. So XMP is not turned on. So yeah, we have 24. We have 2 8 gig sticks of RAM that's running at 2400. What do you think? Was this computer worth it? It's kind of a longer video, but shorter video at the same time. No, was this computer worth $120? So far, all we have, it seems like it's good. Besides this drive being broke, this drive seems to be good. This one seems good. Obviously have to test it more. And as it says now, we know the power supply is bad. The system didn't boot with it. We got the little LED to show up on there, but then the fan just turned off every time. I probably open this up and give it a look at and see what's wrong with it. It's an OCZ 600 watt power supply. We'll open it up and see if there's anything that stands out in it. Maybe do a short video of just opening this up and seeing what's wrong with it. Yeah, yes, we have the drive in there. I want to check something else too. Well, we don't have the. I was going to say I want to see these drives and see if they work. So F11 was a key to F11 was a key to get it to boot. Well, we can go advance storage. It says NVMe. Yeah, we'll hit F11 and get it to boot into storage. Once I hook these other drives up that are not broke, so we can actually go into Disk Manager and see what we have. So this drive's hooked in. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a little hard. Trying to hook it into the original power supply. Yeah. Okay. So let's hook in 2 of these drives. Maybe 2 of these drives. 2 of these drives up on the one of these cables. I know. And then another one on this one. So we don't really have enough room. So that's all 3 drives. That's 3 drives hooked up. This one's not hooked in because that's a power cord that's broken. So then we'll hit the power switch. Then we'll hit F11 and we'll get it to boot to the thumb drive. And see if these drives show up or not. So like I said, yeah, tell me if it's worth it. It's an ASRock motherboard, I do know that. So every drive showing up on here, the boot order showing up. So we got Western Digital, a Toshiba, and we have the NVMe SSD showing up. That's 2 drives, and then these 2 bottoms are my, my thumb drive. So we only have 2 out of 3 drives showing up. Oh, well, one of them doesn't even have a SATA cable hooked up. Did I unhook that? I don't think I unhooked that, so okay. So the bottom one doesn't even have a SATA cable running. Has it down here, but it's not running. So can't hook that up now. Yeah, like I said, this monitor's like been slowly going out. I think maybe just the way it is, because sometimes it dims, and then once the OS comes up, it kind of brightens up. So yeah, it's a nice system overall. Obviously, it's better than this other system that I'm putting together now. I was planning on doing a video of today, but I had to wait for my mom to come back with like her worker or whatever, because she takes her to the store once she gets money on some kind of card she gets from her insurance company. So she takes her, and she can get like cleaning supplies, vitamins, food. It's like $200 some. So she takes her, and then I take my cart downstairs when she gets here, and I load my cart up, and I take her stuff up to her apartment for her. So I was waiting for her to do that, and then this guy messages like, "Yeah, I could bring this." So then that was up here on my bench. That's why that power supply's sitting here. It was sitting here ready. I had it all put together. All I had to do was, just put it in the case. Obviously, you're going to see the video later on. So this computer. So we're showing stuff. One of the drives is named Stuff, and it's a 2 terabyte drive. And the other drive is actually not showing up. So it's probably formatted wrong. So just open this again. Hard drive tools. I think we have, what is it, other system tool? Oh, I just clicked the wrong thing. Click it too fast. System tools. It's open up. This one here that I don't like, I keep saying that because every time it loads, it does this thing analyzing, and then sometimes it just closes and you got to reopen it. But this will give us should show our drives on here. We have physically 2 drives hooked in, and I can feel them both spinning up. The 2 terabyte drives will be good in my NAS, because my NAS, my Synology only has 2 500 gigs, and these are two 2 terabytes. So that's what that thing, I think it says it could support 4. 8 terabytes in total. So this will give me 2 terabytes available, one for, reserve. Like I said, it closes out. So I have 2 terabytes available. I have around 6 terabytes. 6 terabytes. I have around 600 gigs or more of movies that I want to put on that. I just want to set that up like a Plex server, right? Storage. Man, it's a weird way to show storage. I actually never looked at storage in here like this. So what do we got? We have it says a Western Digital. True, Western Digital. So we have a Western, it says this Western Digital 2 terabytes, so that one's showing up. I thought disinfo was on here. Let's just open disinfo. Where is it at? Probably in hard drives tools. Data recovery, imaging. Disk info. Here we go. Because disk info will show if it show the drive anyways, even if it's not allocated or it's partitioned wrong. I'm not clicking it fast enough, so on here it's showing the 2 terabyte Western Digital. What is both of these? One's a Western Digital Kevlar black. So it's WD 2003FZEX 00SRLA0, 2 terabyte drive. It's saying it's in good shape, but it has a huge amount of hours on it, so I probably won't use it on my in my system for my system, because it has 2 years and 99 days and 1 hour on it. Let's go to the second drive. What is this drive? So the second drive is the 4 terabyte drive, and it's showing it's in good shape. And it's a Toshiba. It's an HDWE 140 4 terabyte, and this one still has a lot of hours on it. Golly, one year. I guess it technically isn't too bad for a hard drive. 1 year, 83 days. Yeah, 1 year, 83 days, and 17 hours. And then here is the Specs 3, as M.2, 512 gig SSD. Ooh, that has a lot of hours on it. What the heck was this dude? Was this like a, maybe he was using this? I don't know what he's using it for, honestly. This is crazy. Even this NVMe has a lot of hours on it. 2 years and 97 days and 10 hours on this drive. They're all saying good. It's saying this drive is at 92% health, so it's down 8%. But for $120, we got a working system. Only thing so far is a bad power supply, and the 5 terabyte drive has a broken connector on it. That's a pretty easy fix. Right? You can resolder a new one on there. So, yeah, what else is there to really go over? We know how much RAM it has. Guess I could have kept the other one up. Right? Specky up. So, see if this guy gives us an idea on what motherboard it is, since I can't see. The name is probably underneath the video card or underneath the NVMe SSD. And this SSDs are pretty good. SP, you know, I have a lot of them for SATA SSD. I don't know how the NVMe's are. SATA SSD's been no problems. All the ones I have bought, and I haven't had no problems with this. So, this is a better motherboard than I was expecting, though. So we have an ASRock B450M Pro 4. So what do we get out of it? We got a working motherboard, working RAM. I'm not for sure on the Wi-Fi. It's showing Wi-Fi, but we don't have any antennas. So Wi-Fi with Bluetooth. It's a PCIe card. And we got an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 OC. And so far we know that the 4 terabyte drive functions but has a lot of hours, and a 2 terabyte drive functions but has a lot of hours, and a 512 NVMe. We might have another, 2 terabyte Western Digital, and possibly a 5 terabyte drive, all for $120. Yeah, he kind of knew the system didn't work. There's no way. He's like, it gets into a boot menu. You can't really say that either. Maybe it did fault out at the last minute. But yeah, leave your comments below. Was the system actually worth it? Especially with no side panel. I don't really like the case anyways. But we do have a Blu-ray drive in the front. I know, Blu-rays suck, and a DVD-ROM. That guy got some weird symbol on it that I have never seen before, so I'll have to get a better look at that. Just actually shut this thing down. Hit the power switch, because that don't matter. With this keyboard. And there was an offset just sitting in here. I don't see any signs of cockroaches. Yeah, I'm looking now, kind of worried about it, because I just watched another dude's video where he had a Dell he bought, and it was loaded with 5 cockroaches. Honestly, I haven't really had any computers that I have bought and that had live cockroaches, and they always been dead cockroaches in them. Yeah, like when I bought PlayStations and fixed them and cleaned them, I found a lot of PlayStations with cockroaches in them, but never really. Maybe one, maybe two, but they weren't rememberable. Man, that guy had a lot. Even one of them was about to lay eggs. Like it's like, man, I guess he didn't keep the case, which is terrible. Keep it in a bag, go spray this shit, clean the shit better. I would have kept it myself and just rebuild it, clean the whole complete thing out, because it was a OEM computer and he was keeping everything else but the case. It says smart erase. So the drive has smart erase on it, so it's a light on and it has smart erase on here. Yeah, I have never seen it. And you can see there's our Blu-ray drive. I like Blu-ray drives myself because I do have Blu-rays and I'm still ripping to my computer. So that's a new enough drive. I can redo the firmware, and maybe it's new enough drive that I don't, or just the right drive that I don't have to redo it. These panels are nice. Maybe I can use these. Oh, that's one piece. Never mind. That's one. That sucks. Maybe I can use this piece here on a different case. Yeah, we have our sticker and our FX. And an FX CPU in here at one point. And we got a Canada sticker over here on the side. Like, I'll take you off the tripod now so you can actually see what I mean by smart drive. So this is what I'm talking about right here. I have actually never seen one of these, but let's get this to focus. It says it's I don't think it's gonna want to focus because I'm on like wide. But it says smart drive. There's a Blu-ray drive. It has SATA ports on here. There's a power button. All right, there's the little thing right here, right? It's a Canada thing, hopefully. And it also has a fan on the back. This probably was a decent case. No cable management. Here you go for a better look of the system again. Yeah, leave all your comments below. We have a bad power supply. And then there's a better picture of the connector completely broke off. And this is the 5 terabyte drive here. Yeah, it's an Antec case. Yeah, some kind of thing stuck down here to the bottom. Yeah, at least we don't have anything living in it that I see. And one of the fans been removed. So we're going to call it at that until we actually get into testing this system more. Leave your comments below. Was this a good buy? Was it a terrible buy? Did I rip the guy off? Did he rip me off? I think it's a good deal. We got a video card, got a working motherboard, CPU, RAM, NVMe, and a bunch of disposable drives because they just have too many hours on it for me to worry about them dying when they get the computer. Or I'll throw them in and be like, well, it's on you if you want to put stuff on it. I wouldn't put anything that you consider critical. Stuff on there that you don't care about. Yeah, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to say my normal thing. Have a great day, evening, night, whatever.